Welcome back to Hoochos. Today on Hoochos, we drop a swarm of bees.
Oh.
Hooch looks confused.
How am I going to get those?
We capture a swarm of bees. Hooch runs away from the bees again, and Hooch gets a brilliant idea and runs away from a swarm of bees.
I'm going to get top.
Yeah, smart.
There's a bee in my boot.
So today I'm going to share with you what was absolutely one of the most exciting experiences of my life. One of my beehives swarmed, specifically this one. This is the white Langstroth that I collected a couple of months ago from Phil, the beekeeper that supplied my bees. It is a full hive and I have harvested honey twice from this hive. In fact, I harvested just the week before this swarming occurred, which was probably a little bit too late, and we'll get into why that is in just a second. So the bees in my Langstroth, my white Langstroth, have swarmed onto a tree right near it. So I'm going to try and capture the swarm by dropping them into this box. Hopefully so this is the swarm, and I need to get it down, and I've positioned the beehive directly underneath the swarm. So I'm going to cut that branch and somehow get it in to that box.
I need to cut it.
Why are they doing that?
So what happens is when they run out of space to store their honey stores, this is how a superorganism reproduces essentially. I should check that box more, and I would have seen queen cells. So they've produced a new queen, and the old queen takes 70% of the bees in all the stores. So these guys are all full of honey. Now, in addition to the honey that the bees will take when they swarm, they will also collect the wax, the beeswax from the comb within the beehives, and they actually store this on their bodies and carry it within the swarm. This means that a swarm can actually build out a new hive extremely fast because it has a bunch of resources that they've taken from the old hive. And we'll actually be able to see that a little bit later in the video. They've eaten a bunch of stuff, and that bee box is going to be extremely empty, I think. So what I need to do is I need to cut this. Oh! Hopefully I got the queen in there. It's still next to it. I just want to find where the queen is. They should start gathering around her. This is a mess. So what they're doing is they're following the queen's scent. I don't know where the queen is. I'm hoping she's in the box, but she may well be on the ground. So I'm just keeping an eye out for clumps of bees. Oh, look at this. See how they're climbing up the side?
Yeah.
They're trying to get up into the hive. Next time I'm going to put a tarp down because,
Fair.
yeah, I didn't even think about that.
How do you know that she's not up in those ones?
I'm hoping that she is.
Not in those ones.
Oh, there's another one.
There's two of them.
Oh my gosh. There's two more. I didn't even see those.
I just figured that you knew about them.
No.
Sorry.
That's all right. She might be up in one of those. Oh my god. How am I going to get those? I'm going to get top.
Yeah, smart.
So what causes a hive to swarm? Hive swarming generally occurs in the spring and summer months when there are a lot of resources available and the weather is warmer. There are a number of reasons that cause hives to swarm. That includes pest and disease, an older queen, and the most common one, a lack of space to store resources for the colony. Now, interestingly, it's actually not the queen that makes this decision. The decision is made by the workers who start creating queen cells, which are just worker brood that has been fed royal jelly. And these queen cells signal to the queen that it's time for her to move on, and she stops laying eggs. She starts to lose weight and become flight ready so that she can travel with the swarm to a new hive location. When the queen is flight ready, the swarming begins. The queen and about 2/3 of the workers in the hive leave the hive and form on a structure near the hive, which they will use as a base to search for a new hive location. Wherever the queen lands, the bees will cluster, and this cluster of bees will stay in position until the scout bees, which are repurposed forager bees, have found a suitable location for a new hive. Now, a suitable location for a hive is a cavity larger than 40 litres with a small entrance that is defendable by the bees. It also has to be a dry cavity, and there are a lot of other things that the bees take into consideration. Once the scout bees find a suitable location, they return to the swarm cluster and communicate this to the other bees in what is called a waggle dance, which is a dance that is usually used to communicate resource location, honey and nectar. But in this case, it is actually used to communicate a hive location. And the vigor with which these bees perform this dance indicates to and convinces the other bees to visit the location of this potential hive site. This will occur for multiple hive site options, and the one that recruits the most bees will become unanimous, and in this way a democratic decision is made by the swarm to locate to this new hive site option. And it is our job as a beekeeper to shortcut this process and present to them an offer that is too good to refuse.
Here we go. Let's try that again. Come on. Come on. Come with me. Come on. Come on.
Hopefully queen's in here. That's in the box.
Now we got the big one.
Oh my god, they're in my shoes! Don't hurt me, please. Alright, I'm just gonna take my shoe off slowly.
There's a bee in my boot.
I should put socks on. I was gonna rush. Okay, I think it looks like there's a high probability that that queen is in that hive. I reckon. You can see they're all around that box. So most of the bees are in there, I'm pretty sure. And the ones that aren't will find their way back to this hive because hopefully the queen's in there. I'm just gonna try and close it up. Come on, get out of the way. We did that with as little casualty as possible. I'm gonna put the roof on now. So because this has got holes in the roof, it's just a screen board at the top. I'm actually gonna replace the screen board with an escape, so if they get in the holes, they can make it into the colony. And that way, if they come in the top, they can make it down into the bottom, but they can't go the other way. There it is. Oh. All right. Oh, good. I think we can come back later and check on it, and I reckon we got her. Thank you. So it's the next day and we actually have a thriving beehive. There's even pollen collectors with big bags of pollen in their pouches. So I'm extremely happy to see that there's resources going into the beehive. That means that they're setting up and storing. And once they've stored a few resources, I don't think they're going anywhere.
You are already building that out. That is crazy.
So fast. That is nuts. They've pulled that honeycomb out already. You can see that. Since yesterday, they've deposited so much. That's just nuts. And again, they've already started pulling that honeycomb out. They've deposited so much wax. That is unbelievable. They love this new place. Like, look at that. It's already coming out. You can see the shadowing on that honeycomb. So I'm gonna put this inspection window back over the top so that I can keep an eye on them without opening the hive. And it looks like that. And then on top of that, I think we could put this roof back on. We checked this box this afternoon, and now I've got the inspection window on, and you can see all the bees have returned home, and how full this box is. That is a full box of bees. Incredible. This swarm capture worked an absolute treat. And I'm glad I didn't lose all the resources from my white Langstroth that they were collecting. I recaptured it in a new hive. That is just a crazy visualization of how full that box is. So I'm very happy to report that we have rehomed this swarm and they are absolutely thriving. We can now call them a hive, and they've gifted to me an experience that I will never forget. All of the information in this video came from a book called Honeybee Democracy by Seeley, who is an absolute pleasure to learn from, both in his books and in YouTube videos, which I will link below. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Hoochos. Happy beekeeping, and I will see you next time on Hoochos.